I take the same train every Friday night. 2114 from the Central Station, second carriage, window seat. It's a routine I never questioned until that night. I had drifted off shortly after departure, lulled by the steady rhythm of the tracks, the gentle sway of the car, the occasional flicker of overhead lights. The world outside had been familiar when I closed my eyes. The suburbs, the half-lit roads, the glow of petrol stations. When I opened them again, everything had changed. The train was slowing, not stopping entirely, but easing down like it was unsure about where it had arrived. I rubbed my eyes. Outside the window was fog, thick, heavy, almost alive. It coiled between narrow buildings I didn't recognize. The architecture was old, but not in a way I could place. Some windows were lit, casting warm amber rectangles onto the damp pavement. Others were dark, watching. The station platform was narrow, made of weathered bricks, with a single lamp flickering above a metal bench. A sign stood by the edge, but it was blank, just chipped white paint over rusted metal. No name, no direction. I turned to the other passengers, but something strange gripped my chest. No one else seemed to notice we were slowing down. A man across the aisle snored quietly, his head resting against the glass. A woman scrolled on her phone, oblivious. I stood, walked toward the door without deciding to. My body moved before my mind gave permission. When the doors hissed open, I stepped out. The fog swallowed me, and the train left without fanfare or delay. I turned back too late. The red taillights disappeared into the white void, and then it was just me, alone on a platform that shouldn't exist. I waited for a sound, an announcement, the hum of overhead wires, even a breeze. Nothing. Just the hush of something holding its breath. The town stretched ahead like it had been abandoned halfway through construction. Streets curved away from the station without clear pattern. Buildings leaned slightly inwards, as if listening. I walked. My footsteps echoed far louder than they should have. I passed a bakery. The display held bread that looked fresh, but no light was on inside. Further down, a newsstand displayed blank newspapers in metal racks. Every headline missing, every photo smudged to gray. I pulled out my phone. No bars, no Wi-Fi. The screen showed only a spinning circle where the map should have been. No time, no location, just a dark background and a blinking dot that never moved. The fog pressed in thicker as I turned a corner and saw a cafe. Its door was ajar, chairs neatly placed around small round tables. Steam curled from untouched cups. The warmth inside tempted me, but no one was there. No music, no voices. Only the smell of something sweet and distant, like burnt sugar and old paper. I called out. "Hello?" My voice sounded strange, muffled and slow, like it had to travel through water. I stepped inside, but it was like crossing into another scene altogether. The air was warmer, yes, but heavier too. Every step felt like it took effort. I sat at a table, waited. Nothing. Back outside, the fog had thickened, but not randomly. It seemed to part where I needed to go, closing behind me. I followed the path it allowed. I don't know why. The streets were like veins, twisting, silent, leading somewhere I didn't understand. I saw a cat watching from a windowsill, unmoving. A swing set in a park, swaying slowly even though there was no wind. Then I reached the center, a circular plaza with a statue in the middle. It was tall, featureless, just a humanoid form, arms extended, head tilted slightly upward. Around its base were plaques, but they were blank too. My reflection in the stone was faint, but I could see my eyes. They looked tired, older. Suddenly I heard it, a faint ticking, mechanical, rhythmic. It came from the north edge of the plaza. I followed the sound until I saw it. A tall clock tower. The hands on its face were stopped at exactly 12 minutes past midnight. I checked my phone again. The screen was dark. No time, no light. just the reflection of my face staring back. A staircase wound up inside the tower. I climbed, the wood creaking beneath each footstep. Dust floated in the air. At the top was a narrow room with windows overlooking the town. I saw it then, not just the fog, but the layout. The streets weren't random, they formed a pattern, a spiral. I was at the center. I sat on the floor, suddenly tired. A deep, bone-heavy exhaustion. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, I was on the train again. Same seat, same carriage, the rhythm of the tracks beneath me, the woman across the aisle still on her phone, the man still sleeping. I looked outside, the suburbs, the glow of a petrol station, normal, ordinary. I turned to the conductor as he passed. "Excuse me," I said. "What was the last stop?" He blinked. "We didn't stop, sir. Straight through tonight." I nodded, smiled politely, but when I looked down, the cuff of my pants was damp, and in my hand was a paper napkin I didn't remember picking up. It smelled like burnt sugar. That was last week. Since then, every time I ride the train, I watch the fog. It comes closer each night. I haven't told anyone, not because I'm afraid they won't believe me. I'm afraid they will. I'm not sure it was a dream, because I can't stop thinking about that statue, the blank plaque, the frozen tower, and the feeling that the city wasn't empty, that it was watching, waiting. If you're still here, then maybe something in the fog called to you too. There are more stories like this, more places that don't appear on maps, more nights where the train doesn't go where it should. And they're coming. So if you don't want to miss the next one, stay close, subscribe, and watch the fog. It always returns.